The zombie virus! It's the craziest, deadliest, most mysterious virus we've ever known. Well, theoretically, it doesn't exist. But this is a zombie survival channel. We gotta know how the virus works to know how to survive. So where do we get our answers from? The Walking Dead. So stick around, because today we're gonna be decoding the Walking Dead virus and how it works on today's episode of Zombie Survival Labs. What's up, you guys, and welcome to Zombie Survival Labs, a show here on YouTube where you can learn a thing or two about surviving the zombie apocalypse. I'm your host, Tyler, and today we are decoding the Walking Dead virus. Why? Well, figuring out the details on how the zombie virus works lets us get prepared more effectively and efficient. But before we get into that, this video is made possible and sponsored by Death to Zombies. Ever wake up and feel sluggish, have no energy, and act like a real crank? It's called zombie brain, and you know how we handle zombies around here. Or you could drink CoffeeCousins Death to Zombies, the cure for zombie brain. It's the world's smoothest, most delicious, 100% Arabica organic coffee on the market. Bold where you need it, and sensitive in all the right places. It'll wake you up, get you moving, and T-Dog from The Walking Dead might even still be with us if you have been drinking some Death to Zombie coffee. I miss T-Dog. So go to deathtozombies.com and get your cure for zombie brain. Or you can always click the link in the description. Death to Zombies coffee. Coffee to die for. Man, that's good. What were we doing? Oh yeah, Walking Dead virus. So we know the basics of the virus from The Walking Dead already. Get bit, die, turn into a zombie. Or die and turn into a zombie anyway because everybody already has the virus. Case closed. Or so we thought. The thing about The Walking Dead is that it has enough science behind it to make you have a basic understanding of the virus, but just enough unanswered questions to keep you wondering. Like, can it affect animals? If zombie blood gets in your mouth, will you get infected? If everybody already has the virus, how come it's not killing them? All those questions are about to be answered. Now, I by no means am a virologist, but I did quite a bit of research on viruses, how they work, and how the Walking Dead virus works, and I found some pretty interesting results. So, let's start with what we know. At the end of season 1, when they go to the CDC in Atlanta, we know the group figured out that the infection is indeed a virus and that everybody has it. So no matter how you die, you come back unless your brain is destroyed. But why do you have to die to become a zombie? I mean, if everybody already has this virus, shouldn't people just slowly be progressing from human to a zombie? Well, think of it like this. Imagine a light bulb connected to a car battery. The light bulb represents our brain, our life. When it's on, we are alive. When it's off, we are dead. The car battery is a juice that keeps the light on, or the firing of electrical signals to the neurons. Disconnect the car battery and the light turns off, or dies. Now imagine a couple of AA batteries, which represent the virus. If we also connect the AA batteries to the light bulb when the car battery is attached, nothing changes. The light still stays on. But if we disconnect the car battery, the AA batteries, while not having enough juice to turn the light on fully, will have enough juice to produce a soft glow. Just like at the end of season 1 of The Walking Dead when we see the virus take over the brain. I'm no electrician, that's just an example to help you understand it. You get what I mean. So that little example there basically explains why you have to die in order to become a zombie, but not why everyone appears to be perfectly healthy. There's actually a good explanation for that, and it's called a virus reservoir. For example, we think that bats are a reservoir for Ebola, because even though the bats have Ebola, they act perfectly healthy and don't die from it. Which, unlike humans, if we had it, we'd die. We would just die. So if this is true, then that means that we're just a reservoir for the zombie virus. This begs another question though. If we're just a reservoir for the zombie virus, how come getting bit by a zombie with the zombie virus kills us if everybody already has the zombie virus? The thing that everybody already has kills us because we get bit? It sounds like it makes no sense, but the answer is more simple than you think. There's not one virus, there's two. The virus that we already have that turns us into a zombie when we die, and the virus that kills us so we can be turned into a zombie. Since we already have a basic understanding of how the first zombie virus works, we're going to call it the resurrection virus. Let's start focusing on how the second virus works. This one is a little bit more complicated, but I'll break it down for you. After watching The Walking Dead, we know that being bit by a zombie does a few things. You get a fever, start sweating, have chills, become fatigued. We know the symptoms, but what makes the bite so deadly? Many theories floating around the internet right now suggest that the bacteria in the mouth is what makes the virus so deadly when bit. And for a while, I agree with this because it makes the most logical sense. That is, until I rewatched the series. If it was the bacteria inside of the zombie's mouth that made it so deadly, then all the times that the survivors touched the inside of the zombie's mouth, they'd be dead, they'd have the zombie fever. Which led me to another theory that said that it was the blood that makes you get zombie fever. But that doesn't make any sense either, because I can't begin to tell you how many times I've seen blood get in the mouth or eyes or open cuts of one of Rick's group survivors. If it's not the saliva and it's not the blood, then what's transmitting the zombie fever virus? I thought all hope was lost until season 3, episode 2 of The Walking Dead, when Big Tiny wasn't bit by a zombie, but cut by the bones of a handless zombie. Then everything started to all make sense. It's not the blood or saliva that transmits the zombie fever, it's the bones. So naturally, I started doing research on viruses that affect the bones, and guess what I found? The symptoms for bone cancer matches the symptoms for zombie fever.
My bones are like glass, every little bump, God.
A high fever, sweating, chills, and fatigue. What's even crazier is the symptoms for bone cancer match the symptoms of a zombie. Unintentional weight loss, weakened bones, trouble breathing if the cancer spreads to the lungs, numbness if it spreads to the bones of the spine, and limping if it spreads to the legs. Almost a perfect description of a zombie. Now, I'm not saying that the zombies in The Walking Dead have bone cancer. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I am saying is viruses that affect the bones have similar symptoms of someone about to turn into a zombie and similar symptoms of that of a zombie. So if the zombie virus does in fact deal with the bones, it explains why when you get bit, you get sick, because teeth are bones. Or why when cut by a zombie bone, you get sick and die. What makes it even better is that there's a protein in your bones called keratin. This is some next level stuff right here. Science.
Yes, science!
You know what also has keratin in it? Your fingernails, or lack thereof. Which also explains why in season 1 of The Walking Dead, when Morgan asked Rick if he was bit or even scratched.
Chewed, maybe scratched, anything like that.
Not to mention that keratin, while also in your fingernails, is also in your eyes. Keratin is produced in the tissue on the surface of the eye called the corneal epithelium. If that becomes infected, it's known as keratitis, which looks like this. Looks a lot like the zombie eyes in The Walking Dead, doesn't it? The similarities here are almost too real, like scary real. And honestly, we've already learned a lot about the zombie virus and how it works in this episode. We learned why you need to die to become a zombie, why everyone can have the virus and show no symptoms and look healthy, that there's not one virus, but two. We also learned that the zombie virus can't be transmitted by blood or by saliva, which is what a lot of people originally thought. But there are still way more questions that we still need answers to. Like, can animals be infected and turn into zombies too? How did the virus spread so quickly? Is it possible for someone to be immune? As much as I want to answer those questions for you, they're going to have to wait for part 2 on how the Walking Dead zombie virus works. So if you have questions on how the zombie virus works, make sure to leave them in the comment section down below and use the hashtag #ZombieSurvivalLabs. That lets me know that you're answering the question I'm asking in this video and helps me put those comments at the end of the video. So stay tuned, check out deathtoZombies.com for more awesome coffee, and make sure you subscribe for more zombie videos. My name is Tyler, and now you are one step closer to surviving the zombie apocalypse. See you later. Anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to click that subscribe button up there. Maybe go to deathtoZombies.com and get some awesome coffee. Or if you'd like to click that like button down below, maybe leave a comment, maybe on the comment question of the day, or maybe click on one of these 3 videos over here to the side and watch some other stuff. I don't know, that's up to you. Anyway, my name is Tyler. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.